Online Mix, and we have a very, very special group with us all the way from Sydney, Australia, connecting to Montreal. Shout out to you guys for doing this interview with a platform from Montreal. This is amazing for us. So thank you so much for doing this interview with us, Light from a Stranger.
Thanks for having us. We're happy to be here for sure. And as you might be able to tell, I also have a Canadian accent. So
yes,
I was living in Ottawa for quite a while. So, but now we're in the other side of the world.
Really? So you're Adam, and this is also on our left is Alex, aka MC Connect.
That's right. Yeah. As you can probably tell as well, I do not have a Canadian accent.
Yes.
I'm born and raised in Australia, in Sydney. So, yeah, that explains that.
Wow. So before we get into the interview, Adam, what made you make the move to Ottawa all the way to Sydney?
Well, it was actually not a choice. We moved. I've been living here for about 16 years now. So we moved when we were about 14. And we were told like 2 months before, hey, by the way, we're moving to Australia. So they kind of pulled a fast one on us.
That is so cool. So
they were planning it for a year or two. So
this is part of that infusion with your music that we're going to get into a little bit later that I hear from your end, especially because you do a lot of the rapping as well, right? And MC Connect, is it you who do the majority of the beatboxing, or is it Adam?
No, it's actually the other way around. So I do the rapping, and and it's Adam who does the beatboxing, singing, and
yes, the singing as well. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so you beatbox, Adam, and you sing, and you rap as well. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Just rapping on one or two of the songs, and doing some beatboxing on one of the songs as well, which we added into it's called I'll Be Home.
Yes.
And I did some scratch. I think it's I've been doing beatboxing for a real long time.
Wow.
Since I was about 13, and I'm 32 right now.
That's awesome. So now let's get into Light from a Stranger. Light from a Stranger, I don't know, there's something about that name that really, really has me, it raises so many questions. It really, really does. Can you tell me, why did you guys choose Light from a Stranger, and how did you guys come up with such a name that just makes me think like for hours? Why did they come up with that name? It's so intriguing.
Yeah. So light is like a form of energy, right? So light from a stranger sort of means like the transfer of energy between people who may not know each other at all. And I think that was something that we were going back and forth with some names, coming up with, all different types of things. And then, one day we just got this name, Light from a Stranger. Wow, that really has something. We took it from there, and we
were trying to go through a bunch of names, and it took us a while.
Wow.
But when that name came up, I think it sort of encompasses, a lot of our songs are about some sort of struggle or some sort of dilemma. So I think in terms of having Light from a Stranger, I don't know, hopefully our music helps, or just, I don't know, makes you feel a certain way.
Yes.
In a positive way about your struggles, and hopefully that comes through in the music.
Before we connected, I heard your music first, and it really was Light from a Stranger. I was able to relate to some of your songs, and you guys are all the way in Australia. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's amazing to hear.
Right? You're able to connect.
Yeah.
You're able to connect to worlds very far from yours, and I'm able to relate to what you guys are saying about your music as well. So let's get into the music before I ask about your background a little bit. What made you make that song, They'll Be Defeated, and what was that about?
Yeah, so that song was really about, I think you come to a point in your life where you're at that place where you're like, well, there's not much more to lose here. You know, it's
Yes.
like a low point in your life. And so from that point, we're trying to describe what happens from there. So in the chorus, you can hear it talks about, you know, you're pretty much washed up on a beach. You've almost drowned. But, you know, then there's the struggle from there. You got to get on your feet and you got to start, you know, putting steps into place to get back and get strong again. So it's kind of an encouragement of, you know, get back into it. If you're knocked down, like, get back up. So
that's exactly what I got from that song. This is a question from one of the fans from 514OnlineMix, because your songs play every Monday on the basically the crossover mix, where we cross over the different genres of music. So Mondays they can hear Light from a Stranger play on 514OnlineMix radio. And this one was actually from a call-in from one of our fans. They wanted to know about your other song that you sent to us. And they wanted to know what inspires you to write these tracks. And you kind of told me a little bit about before, but what inspires you to write the way you guys write?
I think maybe from some of our life experiences that we've gone through, I think it sort of drives us to write this kind of music. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so we touch on a few things like relationships, sort of that struggle element, and sort of fighting through difficulties in your life. And also we just want to have fun with it and make it entertaining and interesting for people to listen to. So I think
that's awesome. Yes.
Yeah. So when we're writing, our process is, you know, we get together and we start just hitting it out, you know, get the pen and pad out, and, you know, we start bouncing ideas off each other. And it's really that, you know, we think if we can relate to it and it makes sense for us, you know, in terms of our story and our life experiences, then, you know, it's going to have to relate to other people's life experiences. And if we can give a little bit of a few like keys that we've learned along the way as well in ours, then hopefully that can speak to someone and help them in their situation as well.
That's awesome, guys. That's awesome. And we're going to get into more of your tracks. So this is a question from a 514OnlineMix listener. What can you tell us about that Not About Me from your own words? We get like a little bit of the story with your track, but they want to know, again, in your own words, as Light from a Stranger.
Yeah, I think it's I think with the way that the world is right now, it's we kind of forget that there's other people around. Yes. I think with the way that society works and just sort of the rat race,
yes,
we sort of box ourselves into our own world and aren't really thinking about everybody else. You know, I think, let's say even 100 years ago, like, society would be a lot different. You would depend on people more, you know, in order to survive. Where nowadays, I feel you don't need that as much. And then, you know, when you have your phone, or you have sort of social media or whatever, I mean, you could just be standing there looking at your phone, and someone else needs help, you might not even recognize it. So I think in terms of the way that society is now, I think we've sort of lost our way. Like, even like now, like, if you have a neighbor, you might not even know your neighbor. Or like, I feel like, you know, 50 years ago or something, like, everybody used to know their neighbors. There would be like a small community in the houses that you would live in. Or nowadays, you know, you might just say hi to your neighbor, like, just, you know, small talk, and never really know them. So yeah.
So you know what? I've been really interested in you guys, especially when I heard your music. I love how you blend in the genres. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But what did you guys grow up listening to?
Yeah, so for myself, when I was in primary school, so from about age 6 to age 12, I was into hip hop and rap. So I was listening to all the old, like, LL Cool J and all of the stuff that was there in like the 90s.
Same here.
I was into Yeah. So I was influenced by like my older sibling who, would buy all of the CDs, and so I'd be able to, sneakily, if they were out of the house, I'd be able to put it on and have a listen and that kind of thing. But when I actually got into high school, the clique of friends that I was hanging out with were much more into punk rock, and you had the whole punk rock revolution that sort of happened in that sort of early 2000s, mid 2000s era. So I started getting into punk rock, but it was only until I left high school that I really got back into hip hop and rap again, and started rapping myself, and so yeah, it's kind of went from hip hop to punk rock to back to hip hop.
So what kind of punk rock artists is that? Sorry. What kind of punk rock artists and bands were you listening to? Sorry about that, Adam.
No, that's cool. Like Blink-182, and as you'd probably know, Avril Lavigne sort of came out with Skater Boy in Canada.
She was a skater boy. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everyone's skating, so I was part of that. Like,
yes, same here. Yeah. And that gothic era too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like with emo and all of that stuff.
Yes, the emo era. That's what it is. Yeah, I kind of got into that too. Yeah.
I think everyone did. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was like, punk. At first, it was pop or whatever. When you're younger, I think of the first CD I ever bought. What was that? I think it was Britney Spears. I was in like year 3.
Yeah, like Backstreet Boys, Spice Girls, all that time. Yeah.
And then the punk rock. I think that was the first, because I didn't have much money, right? So I didn't have a CD player. It was hard to listen to music back then.
I agree.
So, whatever CD you had, you probably heard it a million times. So then, the punk rock era. And then I was a skater. I was a skater boy.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm trying not to laugh, but I remember those days. Wow. I know. I can continuously relate to you guys. That's awesome.
And then I got into the hip hop. So I listened to a lot of like Ludacris. He was my favorite. Like listening to a lot of him. And then coming to Australia, I sort of got into sort of some grunge and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's a few different subcultures that I've gone in and out.
That is so interesting. Thank you guys both for sharing your individual experiences when it comes to music. Also, what kind of category do people think that you guys are in? Because I know, like, you basically state the kind of genre that you guys are, but what kind of category do people put you in? I'm so curious about that.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Tell people, because it is an interesting mix. It's not something you see with a lot of artists these days. So with us mixing, hip hop elements, rap and rock, but we also have a little bit of blues in there sometimes. We mess around with classic rock, even some jazz elements, which you find in hip hop a lot anyway. But I guess to make it simple for people, like you'll find on our Instagram bio, it's just going to say we're a hip hop rock band out of Sydney, but it's much more than that. I think we're willing to play with a lot of different styles and genres, but generally we do have that hip hop backing. But the raps are always there almost, but that's interesting because we do have a track coming up quite soon that actually won't be a hip hop track at all. It'll be
almost a bit. It's like sort of like it's almost like a bit pop punk, and it was kind of like we didn't. Yeah, and it was we just went where the music took us, right? So it wasn't a plan of ours to do, but that's sort of where the song ended up. So I think
it's hard to categorize us because we're willing to go with whatever feels right for a song.
After watching your ciphers, I realized there is nothing you guys cannot do. There is nothing you guys cannot do. The beatboxing, and then it went to singing while someone was rapping at the same time. I was like, more. Yeah. So can you tell us about the cipher? I think it's called L Lost Ciphers.
Cipher. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's just Light from a Stranger, Alfast.
Okay.
We're super creative like
Yeah,
that.
Alfast Cipher, right? Yes, yes.
Well, look, I think it was I don't really remember how it came about, but I beatbox and Alex, can freestyle and things like that. And we were actually, we were thinking about how to incorporate beatboxing into the live show, right? So I'll do some beatboxing anyways, but it like that a cappella sort of set like that, it just adds something different to a live set. So I think that was sort of our motivation, like, oh, this would be cool if we did that live,
So cool.
Yeah, that's pretty. But also, I don't know. It was just fun to do as well. But some of those things took a while to do.
Really,
it's
really?
just
It looked effortless, honestly.
Yeah, some of those took a while, because we want to get it to a certain standard, and it can take some time. It looks like we just did it in like super quick.
We can also be perfectionists sometimes.
Yeah.
I think Adam more than me sometimes. Okay, that's it. We're good, and he's like, nah, we can do better than that.
I can see that in the videographer you guys chose. I can see that with your music videos.
Yeah.
Well, we want. I wouldn't say we want perfection, but yeah, we want a certain quality of the stuff that we do.
Yes.
So.
We want to be known for putting out really high quality stuff. So when you tune into some Light from a Stranger stuff, it's going to be, really interesting, good to watch. It's going to be well thought out, well planned, and all that kind of thing. So
definitely.
That's what we're all about. Yeah.
I agree with you guys there. So how did COVID affect you guys as a band? I seen that you guys were not like hit hard, but you were missing a certain kind of live performances. So I'm sure that's also what affected you. So how did COVID affect you guys in the music kind of lifestyle?
Yeah, well, a lot actually, because before COVID, we were getting a band together, right? So we did about 3 months of rehearsals, we were going to have that live band element, because we're like, oh, well, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Then we had a bunch of gigs lined up. We were going to do like a small festival and things like that. And, it all sort of went to shit. COVID, but I'm sure, for a lot of people, this is, so I guess what happened to us happened to pretty much every musician. But yeah, it was disappointing because we did put in a lot of work for the band, and we were really excited to sort of have that in our live show. So
yeah, we were going to have like a live drummer, a real bass player, a guitarist. Yeah. It was the first time we'd done that. We'd gone through a whole recruitment process with auditions. We had the band together. We rehearsed. We were ready to do our first big gig in March last year, and then all of the gigs just, within a couple of days just went cancel. And anyway, the other members of the band just moved on to other projects. So we're sort of back to square one with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of them, keeping a band together during COVID isn't easy. So we didn't get to do those gigs. So yeah, but who knows? We'll probably do it again.
Yes,
at some point.
Hopefully I can visit Australia one day and see you guys perform live. I would buy that plane ticket because I noticed you guys are very interesting. I think I saw you performing at the launch at Open Studio.
Yeah, Open Source.
Yes, Open Source. Yes, and I was blown away. You guys owned the stage. You really owned the stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'd love to have you out here. Definitely. That'd be awesome. Put that on the bucket list for when COVID is all done and dusted. But in terms of our live show, we always go into it we just want to bring a lot of energy to the stage. We perform quite a bit, so we're comfortable on stage and doing what we do. And we like to bring a show that really engages people, so people in the crowd, break down all the awkwardness and bullshit that comes along with people, going to events, and people might have social anxiety. We want to smash all that down and just make people feel feel awesome for at least, as long as we're playing. So
we want to give it all we got. So, when we're doing a performance, we want to be out there and giving all the energy we have.
I see that. I see that. Your energy is definitely high on stage as well. It doesn't look like you guys are forgetting any of your lyrics as well. You're just killing it on the stage. That is really fun to watch. I don't know. Like I almost missed one of my interviews earlier today because I kept watching your ciphers and your live performances. Highly, highly entertaining. Especially if you're from Canada watching this video, go check them out. They're awesome. It's just the way that you guys perform together and the energy you bring together is very, very contagious. It really, really is. So shout out to you guys for bringing that in.
Well, yeah, we're best mates. So we were pretty good mates before the music. So we sort of still have that.
I think a lot of people comment on us. We do have that like natural chemistry on stage.
Yes.
Which that just comes from us knowing each other and being best mates for years. So we thank you so much for your compliments there, and I'm glad you've enjoyed it, and I hope your listeners can check it out and enjoy it too. Yeah.
I have
so for everybody there,
please,
add us on. Yeah.
Please continue, sir.
No. Yeah, add us on Instagram, Light from a Stranger, Facebook, Light from a Stranger. And just to keep up, we're going to be posting stuff there, and we have a new song that's going to be coming out called Latched On, like we said.
Yes.
It's so that song, like the sort of pop punky thing, so we're really excited.
Check us out, Light from a Stranger, aka Elfas.
And hopefully you guys could send that to us so we can play on the radio, because you have some fans in Montreal as well. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That sounds great.
One more thing. Would we ever be able to have a Elfas cipher on 514 Online Mix Radio as well, where Adam is beatboxing and Alex, aka MC Connect, is doing the rapping? Do you think we can have that one day on a radio show?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Thank you. I love hearing you guys do your ciphers, and just don't stop doing this music. You guys are definitely bringing light to a stranger. You definitely are. And I love the energy that you guys bring. You said just one word that I kept thinking about in one of your ciphers, MC Connect. You said something about shape-shifting, pretty much.
Shape-shifting.
Yeah, shape-shifting. Sorry, I always mix up the two words, but you said that in one of your ciphers, and and my hair stood up. Like, it really did. And I was like, I gotta listen to more.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
That line of I think Cypher 3. It's the start of the Cypher. I say, shape shifted to get lifted. You take a moment and damn, you just missed it. Yeah. It's an awesome line.
Yes.
It's a line.
Look. Oh my God! I know you can't see it, but once again. Too. Wow. Woo, you guys feel that. And that's what I'm feeling off of you guys as well, That hungry vibe that you want this. You want to make it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you got us, definitely.
We definitely put in a lot of work, We're always doing something.
Yes.
So look, we're on the grind, and
highly
that's what you guys
grinding.
There's a lot of work. Yeah. A lot of work goes into stuff. There's a lot of work that goes in, but we love it. So it's not really work in the end, but we're definitely on the grind doing stuff.
Yes, I see you guys. And I know you guys have to go soon, but we have a few more questions, and I can't wait to do a part 2 with you, because I actually had like 30 questions ready for you guys, but we're going to split that up and we're going to get you on the radio as well. So can you talk to us about the top songwriters session at Base Platypus in Sydney?
Yeah, so this was there's an area which used to be a submarine base, which was reclaimed, and now they're doing commercial enterprises on there. So on this reclaimed submarine base, they'd set up this pop-up gin bar called Tonic Lane, for people to come in and sit down, have a gin and tonic, have something to eat, and
awesome.
we performed there. Yeah. So it was an interesting event. There were a few other songwriters, mostly, you know, sort of singer guitarists. And so when we went in, it was like, okay, we're just completely switching up the whole vibe here, like from some soft, nice, you know, delicate music to us who are like full high energy, you know, sort of in your face kind of style. But anyway, I think the reaction to it was some people were a bit like, okay, yeah, like, but other people were.
They didn't see it coming, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it was an awesome gig that we enjoyed. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a good one. Look, right by the open water. Yeah, it was definitely good, and yeah, we enjoyed it a lot.
So before we go, can you tell us once again where everyone can find you and what you guys have coming in stores for us?
Absolutely. So you can find us Light from a Stranger if you search on Facebook, Instagram. You can find us there. Spotify, yeah. YouTube, we've got music videos on YouTube. Also, we spoke about Not About Me, the music video earlier. There's a making of the music video there that you can check out. And yeah, we've got a brand new track. It's like a rock, like sort of punk rock style track. Very different to our previous work, but we're really, really excited about it. We think it's our best work yet. It's called Latched On, and it'll be coming out soon. You'll be able to check that out on all the platforms.
I will probably, well, actually, what we'll do is we'll send you the track.
Awesome. I was going to ask you that. Awesome.
Yeah. We'll do that so you can hear it for sure.
I hope that we can have another interview, hopefully in the summer, and we can pretty much follow up on your music career. And thank you so much for doing this interview. We're bridging the gap from Australia to Montreal, and this is our second interview from Australia as well. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. We enjoyed this a lot. You're awesome. You have great energy. You're great to talk to for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This is such a pleasure for me once again. Just the light that you guys bring off, like the light that bounces off of you guys is highly contagious. I took my notes and threw them away because I really didn't need them anymore. It's just because I was just asking questions that I just wanted to know about you guys. So before we go, I just can't wait that we have that cipher coming in very soon. And you're listening to 514 Online Mix, and I'm your host, Chrisella, and we just heard Light from a Stranger all the way from Australia. So shout out to them for doing this interview once again.
Peace.
Yeah.
Thank you.